Hi my friends, it's Kelly and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing a card making technique with you, the reverse spotlight technique, and then we'll create a card together. So this is actually a beautiful stamped image that was sent to me by a friend, and then I realized that it ended up being a little too bold for the image and you couldn't see it. So I had to think really fast and come up with a different way of how to use this stamped image because I only had two left, and then I thought about reverse spotlighting. Spotlight technique is actually exactly as it sounds. It is a highlight of a spotlighted or a certain area on a stamped image. And it's actually a really beautiful and unique way to use a stamp. You will start with two stamped images. One of them will be left plain and just as it is. Then you'll stamp it out a second time and only use a very small section, a highlighted section of that stamp. So you'll take just a regular die or your scissors, you can fussy cut it as well, and do this to the second one that you have colored, and only with a small section add it back onto the stamped image like I have done here. This was actually done with some watercoloring and I loved how this turned out. And this is an Altenew stamp. So you can see here, this is actually two. There's the white base here with the black stamped outline, and then here is the popped up colored one, and it's just super beautiful. I love how that turned out. So today we're going to flip that. I'm actually going to have this as the spotlight background, and then we will pop up the card base so it will look like this. I've already done the die cutting to make it a little faster. It looks like a little like a bubblegum machine from here but this is going to be really fun. I've already done the base die cutting here as well, so let me just pop this off. This will actually make a really pretty frame for another card, something like that. Really nice, don't throw away your extras. And I have glued it down to this card base. And these colors are just beautiful. They reminded me of spring. And when I saw them, I thought, I'm going to make a project out of this in some way. And I did. This is actually the second one. And I filled these all with water, made them as watery as I could. And I did a waterfall card, which was pretty cute. I have a couple of samples coming up. You'll see that soon. And then I decided I wanted to keep going. So I literally just dumped these out onto my desk with the waterfall card. And I took this one and I just simply smooshed it into the acrylic paint, and this is what I ended up with. And the colors are sensational. I really love this. And so we're going to use this as our card base. Here is a trick. I put down a little bit of adhesive to keep this still, because when I put this onto the top, more than once I have had my card go flying off from underneath, and it does shift. So the best way to do this is to have this lined up and ready to go, because when you're doing this, it's important to have this just so. I've done this before. It has moved and it's been, off to the side. And this, once it goes down onto the cardstock, especially with acrylic paint, you can't get it back off. It is almost impossible, and to keep the integrity of your card. So I'm just taking some of the backing off of this 3D foam tape. And this is the Altenew one, and I think it is, the thickness is, it's this one here, 1.5 millimeters, and the 12.7 is, I think, both length and width. And I love it. It's one of my favorites. So I'm going to pop this up. I think this is the last one. Here we go. So then what I do is, once this is safely there, this is actually the hard part, believe it or not, is lining it up. I start with trying to focus on my image, because you see these two little lines here and here. That's what I'm aiming towards. And then once it looks like it is about in place, I make sure that it is 100% centered to the best that I can. and this is a slow process for me. So it'll go something like this. It looks about even to me. I know that was slow going, but better to be slow. So there you go. So basically what I'm doing is highlighting or spotlighting this part underneath there. It does look like a gumball machine. Oh my goodness, so cute. So then here you see the opposite. So we have one that has the stamped image here with the spotlight on the top, and then we have here the stamped image with the spotlight under the bottom part. Now I'm not sure what happened here, because it looks like when I went through the die cutting machine, it left a small tiny little impression. So what I will do, crafter's trick, is cover that up with a I'll cover that up with some enamel dots, because that's bothering me, and I only have these two images left. The last part is going to be putting on the sentiment, and I'm going to put it right here in the center. I did decide to go with the bottoms, and I really wanted to showcase that gorgeous image. I didn't want to cover it up with the sentiment going right across the middle of it, as much as I thought that was kind of probably a better placement. It just seems to be that it would be better fitted down here, so that kind of draws the eye all the way from the top to the bottom. This is busy, so to add more busy, I thought it would be probably best centered down here at the bottom. Love this. There you go, a bright, beautiful pop of color. And then of course you've got the spotlight that's underneath, and it's just, you know, you've got the black and white image on the top, which is kind of neat that it, you know, contrasted with the black and white enamel dots and the sentiment. So really kept it all, you know, nicely schooled and uniform. And so just put everything away, little ASMR. There you go. That is my reverse spotlight. So the spotlight is actually underneath the popped up image instead of the other way around. There you go. It's super cool. Turned out really, really groovy. Love the colors. Love the fact that I was able to recycle. I was able to use a second card base out of some paint that was also recycled from my granddaughter. And there you go. I even made a third one using these, which you will also see sometime in the future. Super duper. It's easy to do, my friends. It's a little bit of a drying time. You do your painting, let it dry, work on something else, come back, let it dry, do some die cutting, and this turned out to be just gorgeous. I am really loving this. So there you go. This is my reverse spotlight technique card share for today. I hope you give it a try. It's easy to do. It's a lot of fun. Really unique backgrounds. And just love this. That's it, my friends, for this card for today. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for watching. As always, I appreciate your likes, your subscription, and your comments below. It helps me find your channel. That's going to be it for this one, my friends. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on my next one. Bye-bye.